Sometimes animals badly need humans' help, especially when their lives hang in the balance. Hi there, awesome animals here, and these are 7 most inspiring animal rescues. It happens quite often when deer find themselves on the ice and can't get to a safe place because their hooves slide over ice. This situation is very dangerous for poor animals because the ice might break at any moment, threatening the deer to sink or to get too cold. James learned that 3 deer were stuck on a frozen lake. This information touched him greatly, so together with his father, they set out to rescue the wild animals. Using a hovercraft, they approached the helpless animals. Having tied the deer to the hovercraft with ropes, they delivered them to the shore. The saved animals happily ran back to the forest. It often happens when animals get stuck in the fences. In such situations, some of them are completely helpless. This very roe deer was trapped in the iron fence. Trying to escape, the poor animal only injured itself. The passers-by came to help the stuck roe deer. Even though the animal was shouting and trying to fight back, people went on with their work. At first, people tried to pull it into the opposite directions, but it was all in vain. The roe deer was just too nervous. Then the cameraman decided to help as well. One of the men moved the bars apart and the 2 others helped the animal get out. Immediately, the roe deer galloped away. If those people were not as kind as they were to the deer, it would have stayed there, slowly dying. A 9-year-old cow named Molly fell into a 9-meter pit. The poor animal had stayed there for 3 days. It was simply impossible to get out of that pit, even for a small animal, but Molly weighed about 550 kilograms. Fortunately, its owner called the animal rescue team after discovering the poor animal in the trap. 2 of the rescuers descended into the pit and fixed the cow and pulled it up with the help of a crane. Molly was examined by a vet, and luckily, it hadn't suffered much. Another cow got into an even worse situation. It fell down into a deep ditch with water. The poor animal could probably sink. If the water was a little higher, the animal wouldn't have been able to breathe at all. An animal welfare charity, Blue Cross, came to help the cow. The men descended into the pit, just in the muddy water, to rescue the animal. After a continuous work of fixing the cow, the rescuers started to pull it up. The cow was rather heavy, so more than 10 men were involved in this operation. Despite the danger of being hurt, the animal was successfully saved from the trap. After being released, the cow left the dangerous place, but then turned around to thank the rescue team. An elephant ran away from the national park to find a place to bathe in Kenya. Having found a deep muddy ditch, the animal was stuck in the trap. After sitting there for 12 hours, the huge animal had already given up because the giant didn't have any chance to get out by itself. The poor elephant was discovered by local farmers, who called the excavator. The digger made something like steps on the edge of the ditch. The happy animal climbed out by itself. A beautiful dog lady unfortunately fell through the ice walking around the pond. Its brave owner had decided to rescue its beloved pet, but sadly the story happened to him. The members of the family immediately called the rescue team. The dog swam in the cold water trying to get out into the ice, but it was all in vain because the ice was thin and broke easily. It was very hard for rescuers to approach the dog, but when he did it, he took the dog and then they were dragged to the beach. At the same time, the other rescuers saved the dog's owner. After their lucky escape from the ice trap, they were covered with warm blankets and taken to a warm place. Another dog got in the same situation. A woman was walking with her dog, Bella, in the park. Suddenly, the pooch got off its leash and rushed to the frozen river. The poor animal fell through the ice. Luckily, her owner didn't freeze and called the rescuers in time. The animal bravely managed not to sink before the rescuers came. 2 firefighters were slowly reaching the frozen dog on their boat. The dog was dragged into the boat, and all of them were pulled to the beach. Bella was covered with a warm blanket and immediately sent home. A fox got stuck in the fence. It was hanging by its tail for a whole day before help came. The animal probably tried to jump over the fence, and its tail got trapped between two boards of the fence. The fox was badly injured and bleeding. The animal tried to fight back, not knowing what to expect from the people. To save the fox, one of the men put a noose on the fox's neck. At the same time, the other men moved the boards apart and released the fox's tail. After the happy rescue, the injured fox was taken to the vet, where a part of its tail was amputated. Later, the recovered fox was released into the wild. The animal rescue team was informed about a dog who got into a trap. Traps are horrifying devices for killing or injuring the animals. I think that people that put the traps there are cold-hearted and cruel to nature. The dog needed to be treated, but the first task was to catch the animal. The poor pooch consistently ran away, being scared about being injured more. After the dog was finally caught, the rescuers brought it to the vet. There were only bones left after the trap was removed. Unfortunately, the paw was amputated. After the surgery, the dog was sent to a shelter where it had fully recovered, and we hope it found a new family. Guys, I really like animals. I've got 2 cats at home, taken from the streets. They were hungry and insulted by bad people. At first, I fed them and then decided to take them home. Now they live happily with me. They are never hungry, they have lots of rest, and the main thing is that they're safe. So I have a request for you. Help the helpless animals. Make sure you like this video if you are a fan of animals. Be kind. Thanks for watching, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our new animal videos. See you later.